TigerBelly is going live, ladies and gentlemen, and we are on tour once again. We did one show in LA. It was the most successful show I've ever done. It's August 25th at the Wing Spear Opera House in Dallas, Texas. Then we're also going to be August 26th. We're going to be at the ACL live at the Moody Theater in Austin, Texas.
Ooh.
August 31st, we're going to be at the Moore Theater, Seattle, Washington.
It's super fun. We bring audience members up on stage. It's just a real good family night.
It's a game show.
And we can't wait to see you
You're
there.
going to love it.
Go to www.tigerbellylive.com.
I want better ear.
So loud.
Do more ear.
Dude, what other parts of your body would it go into?
Okay, it's got it.
That's so loud.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I hear
It's
you.
okay.
You hear me okay? I know.
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start. Ready?
Here we go.
Hey, that's my shirt. Yeah, you're right.
She's my ex, and we share shirts. In fact, hey. also,
What a weird intro.
can I just want to say this?
You know what? That's probably the most original introduction or start of a podcast or anything for that matter.
That is my ex.
All right. That's my ex and we share
Sure.
clothes. That's like therapy right now, right?
Right. 1,
2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the podcast. TigerBelly. You guys, my name is Bobby Lee, and I'm the host of the show. And we've got some beautiful people. And we got this Jewish guy right here, Rob.
Wow.
What's up, dude? I love it, man. And we got white, pure white, dude. I love it, dude.
Pure white.
Look at that suit, dude. We got some flips here, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you know, I've been.
Mexican.
I know.
Okay, just in case people are wondering, you know, just I don't want to assume everybody knows who I am, so I'll just you know.
All right, so I'm going to introduce you. I don't know how long I've known you.
Forever, dude.
I know. I just
Forever.
I know forever.
At
but what?
least 20 years, which sounds
Wow.
crazy to say it like that.
No, I don't. More.
At least 20. God,
He doesn't know what that means. He doesn't know what that means.
I see why he's your ex. What the fuck?
I don't know what it means.
That could have been.
Yeah. At least 20. At
years.
least 20. Yeah.
20 years.
So yeah, I've known you at least 20 years.
At least 20 years.
I think in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Right.
I started in 97, so.
Yeah, so probably right around that to 98 maybe, right?
about
And the thing is, so he's a movie star, television star, one of the biggest stand-ups in the world. He's so funny. Round of applause for Gabriel Iglesias, aka Fluffy, everybody. Yeah. And then I want to say thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You out of breath.
I'm so excited.
Who's out of breath?
I am.
Oh, dude, I am. You guys live on a big hill. Like the hill to get to this house is no joke. There's the drive I had to take, and then once you park in the street, there's like this ramp. It's like you look like the little dude from The Price is Right going up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I saw you walk up it, and I didn't shame you.
Yeah.
You look good.
Thank
Your
you.
style was good, slow.
It took me a while.
Yeah.
I told him I got here an hour ago, but it took me about a half hour to get to that point.
So maybe the Latino Laugh Festival. I don't know where I'm at, but I have to say that you and I have always been very friendly with each other.
Yeah.
No war.
That's
No
rare.
war. Yeah, no war, no beef, no issues.
That's so rare for you because you war with
I
everyone.
war with everybody, dude. You know what I mean? So you and I have always had.
And I've seen him naked. But I don't think that means a lot. I think a lot of people
Doesn't,
have.
yeah.
Well, did
A
I
lot of
really? You see me? How many times have you seen me naked? You think?
God, why do I know this? I want to say like twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I did I. Was
You
it,
didn't? Nah,
No. Was it an accidental showing or was it purposeful?
well, it wasn't like in the back. It was somewhere where I think I shouldn't have seen you, and I saw you. And it was just like,
Oh, I see. One of those.
okay, cool. Cool. He's a free spirit.
Yeah. And so we met, and as soon as I saw you before, I was like, "Oh, this guy has it." It's just one. You know how you see somebody just go, "Yeah, that's the guy," you know. And I haven't called you recently, but I have to say that congratulations
Thank you.
on all of it. You've been killing it. And, you're one of those guys, when I see doing all these things, I'm just like, yeah, that's what it was supposed to be, always. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the guys make it and you kind of go, what?
Yeah. Like, yikes.
You go, huh?
True.
Yeah. Like, how? Right? But he's like Sebastian's one of those guys where you're like, yeah, I always knew. You know what I mean? So congratulations on all that, right? And you live in Long Beach.
Yeah. I tried
That's
leaving.
my hood.
You live in LBC?
Yeah, I lived there for a long time. I still want to move back so bad. I love Long Beach.
I tried leaving and then I wound up going back. So yeah.
I get that.
Why?
I
Why
won't-
is it so good?
I won't even change my 562 area code. Like, I will not change it. I've never
Did you
changed
go to
my
school there
number.
too?
Yeah, I went to Cal State Long Beach too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I drive by Cal State Long Beach all the time. I never went there. I finished high school. I said, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good.
What is it good about? Pitch me Long Beach, bro.
The only reason why, for me, Long
it to
Beach
me.
is so awesome is just because I grew up there and I have so much nostalgia and memory there. Like, all the great memories that I have with my mom. She's no longer here. Every time I drive around the corner, I'm like, oh, I remember this. I remember this. I remember that. Trust me. I look at Long Beach the same way. I look at my family. I know there's better ones out there. But I have strong, connection.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
the main reason is just because of all the memories and stuff like that. There's plenty of great restaurants and malls and you name it everywhere else, but I know my city very, very well. And I'm
Well, when I was wooing her 11 years ago, and I was driving out to Long Beach.
Every day you drove to Long Beach.
Dude, I was like, you know what I mean? You know how you travel far for that?
Oh, I had a girlfriend that lived in Valencia, which is basically
shit.
Yeah,
Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain. So I was driving from Long Beach to Valencia.
So far.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You want to talk about gambling? And I was doing that when with the gas being the way that it was at the time, and my car was questionable. But that's how strong my love was. I powered that car with my love, and yeah.
How far would you travel now for Vag?
Nice. Car or plane?
Oh, shit. Yeah, let's go do both. Car.
Car?
And let me describe it for you. Are you single now?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. All right. She's the
I thought you were going to describe the car. It's a good car. It's solid.
It's a lowrider.
It was built in the last 3 years.
hydraulics. No, a girl, right?
Okay.
The most beautiful girl you've ever seen in your life. So funny. Has her own career, right? She's a liar.
A liar or a lawyer?
A liar. She lied. No, she's a lawyer.
Okay.
She's a lawyer, right? And you've never met anyone like that before, right? But she's just like, I don't have a car, so you have to come to me.
Oh, also,
Okay,
she
go
can
ahead.
only see you between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Peak LA traffic.
No, you can't throw that out there.
No, that's real.
All right, I thought that.
That's real. Because just because you say, oh, I only live 20 miles away, that's cool. But when you account for LA traffic, 20 miles can equal, an hour and a half.
Yeah, you're right. That is real. So how long?
How long? Well, let's see. First of all, the lawyer thing was like, yeah.
All right, forget lawyer then. Forget. She owns a Pokemon shop.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that turns him off.
So am I going in for a chase card or something? Am I going for a?
They have these. She sells these like limited editions, gold plated Pokemon cards.
So she's
right?
rich, yeah.
And she like buys them online. She's like one of the biggest dealers in the world. Is that not better than lawyer or no?
Okay. I guess it's better. I guess it's better.
Yeah.
Okay. So
A taco shop.
nice.
Is that better?
Honestly, I wouldn't unless the career was something where I'd question. Like, are we saying that she doesn't have a car?
Oh no, she
Because there's a lot of variables.
No,
here,
okay, why are you asking? It's so specific. All right.
Well, because you say what's the furthest I would drive?
Okay, she has a car, but it's unreliable.
It's unreliable.
She has a car, but it's unreliable.
Yeah.
Okay. I would go with 90 minutes.
No, that's long.
That's actually
90 minutes.
That's a movie.
So an hour and a half, you'll wait.
That's
there and back.
Now, is this every day or is this like one
Twice a
time?
week. I know.
Okay, if it's once a week, 90 minutes.
Okay.
Or twice a week, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I'm sorry. If it was twice a week, an hour. Once a week, 90 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now flight. How far would you fly?
Texas.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Yeah, Delaware, fuck it.
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. No Delaware, right?
No Delaware.
What would I do? I would drive. Well, I drove to Long Beach
Every day.
every day.
Yeah.
And what's that? A long.
Yeah, it could get up to an hour and a half depending on when you were coming. It was big traffic.
Oh my God, yeah.
You were in love. It was so sweet.
Yeah. Oh, kind of.
Nice. hey. You guys are done. Back to me. Okay? You had your run. You had your chance.
Yeah, right. So,
Give me a minute. Okay,
Gabe,
so the girl that I was seeing,
Yeah.
I was driving from Long Beach to Valencia, pretty much every day. And then when she was going to college, she was going to college in San Diego. So I still had a 2-hour drive either way.
Wow.
And I was doing
That's
I was doing that.
commitment.
what level were you at career-wise?
Career-wise, I want to say I was probably year 5.
Year 5.
Year 5. At the time, I had already done all that on Nickelodeon. I was already a touring comedian. And at the time, I was working on a pilot here in Burbank with Jamie Foxx. It was a pilot. It was going to be like the new version of In Living Color, a new sketch comedy show.
Yeah.
And so I was driving from San Diego to Warner Brothers to be there by 10 a.m. every day. So,
Wow.
and I was driving to San Diego
So
every
you
day.
were committed.
Oh, I was
Committed.
committed. So I was falling asleep on the drive to Burbank
Yeah.
from San Diego.
Wow.
And I was falling asleep at when we were doing the table reads. It was bad. It was bad.
So you were like addicted.
Oh yeah, I was 25 and I was all hormones.
Yeah.
I was all hormones.
Is she still in your life or no?
No. She moved on. She married, got kids and everything like that.
Right.
You know,
How
she
long
can
did that
say-
last?
You know what? We were together for almost 4 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then when I didn't move her into the house, because when I bought a house, I was like, hey, I got a house. No longer got an apartment. And she's like, yeah, we got a house. I'm like, no, we don't. I got a house.
I see.
So she got mad that I didn't propose and move her in and make it a whole thing. And so she's
Were you
like,
thinking about it or no?
No, I'm still not thinking about it. So
But also, you were just you're young.
yeah, but
Yeah.
she came from an old family. It was very much like, are we doing this?
Yeah.
Because the family thought that she was wasting time, and she was having fun. I can't say she was wasting time. She was having fun, but yeah, she never moved in. I never moved her in.
Whoa. Did you ever get married?
No. But after I broke up with that particular girlfriend, I wound up moving in a different girlfriend less than a year later. I'm sorry, with her son, and
Nice.
that he became my stepson, and now to this date we're still in each other's lives.
I love that.
I'm no longer with her, but we're still friends. We still talk all the time.
Like us.
I get it. We
Yeah,
get
I don't
it.
fight with my ex about shirts. I doubt I would fit in her shirt. I could try. Look like a pack of chorizo. But that's the extent.
Yeah.
But we're cool.
And the kid's still in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You look at him like a son.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's
cool.
his son. Yeah.
Yeah. And how long was that? Like,
God, I got him when he was 7,
whoa.
and he's about to turn 26 this year.
Whoa. And how long did that relationship last?
Almost. God. Well, I'm gonna say safe 13 years
Right. Do you have a fear like I do or what?
of commitment, or
No, not just commitment. It's not commitment.
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the wall.
Oh, right.
I'm looking at my own head.
what is your fear?
My fear is this, okay?
I won't look.
No, you don't have to look. You listen. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's just that because you don't have any biological children.
No, I don't.
Me neither. Okay. I've always kind of wanted one, right? But I'm now. I don't know how old are you now?
I just turned 47 a couple weeks ago.
Wow. So I'm 52 almost. Fuck, we're gonna die, huh?
Nice, right? Hey, man, just waiting for the aliens or AI to take over, bro.
Yeah. But like, I do sometimes lay in bed and I question myself, why didn't I make that commitment? Because so many of our friends
Have
people
kids.
have kids and a family, this and that. But then I see guys like you and I, right? I don't know if we're in the same category. That's why I'm trying to ask you some questions now. What do you think we're in the same category? You think?
Well, you know what?
Forever
I did have my thought about having children a few years ago. I was like, you know what? I should do it now. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like I'm too old. And I just said, because we're having friends with kids and stuff like that. And I think you only get to see the good times. You don't see what happens when they're at home.
Yeah.
We see them when they're, we're hanging out at the park, we're throwing the ball, we're at the ball game, we're here, we're there, yay. We don't see what happens when they get in the car and they close the door and like, look here, motherfucker. You asked me for more, you don't see those moments or what happens at home.
Yeah. And it's like the tantrums.
Yeah.
Why was your hesitation with having children? Like, what was the one thing that you feared the most?
Well, I'll tell you the truth.
I feel like you guys have had this conversation before, and you're just trying to find a good way to edit.
No, he's actually, he's actually never told me why he was always super hesitant.
She's never asked me. And I'm gonna give you guys a direct answer. Okay. Check this out. Okay, and this is the truth. What normal guys go through in their 20s. Like I knew this dude named Khalyla, and he used to get girls all the time. I never could get.
If you have the name Khalyla and you can't get girls, you need to change your name.
I know.
Khalyla in Spanish sounds like que listo, like he's ready.
Yeah.
Que listo in Spanish means he's
he's
ready.
ready.
So Kalisto just sounds like even more ready.
Yeah, he's so ready.
I am Kalisto.
And Khalyla, right? Like we would walk into a bar and girls would just make out with him.
Really?
They wouldn't even go, "What's your name?"
You ready?
He didn't have the opportunity to go, "I'm Khalyla," right? They would just make out with him, and I felt invisible to the opposite sex. It's only in my 30s when I feel like, okay, people know who I am. I'm confident with myself, so I feel like I'm still in my playing years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But am I? Is that an excuse? I don't fucking know, man.
Good question.
Because I'm still one of those guys. When I see vagina. When I see the vagina, dude, I start crying, dog. I get so excited. Rob,
Yeah,
Why are you looking at Rob?
I don't know why. I feel like
Why?
I feel like Rob cries too, bro. You cry, Rob, or no? Yeah. Don't you get excited when it's a new girl? Yeah, you get excited, right? So I feel like I'm still in that
The chasing the vagina.
adolescent vagina stage. You know what I mean?
Not the kid stage yet.
Not the kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still looking at what goes in, not what comes out.
Right, sis. But maybe I'm comes. That's really funny. Maybe I want to see what comes out. I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
What's your reason?
I thought that I needed something to fulfill my life, and like, man, I've done very well for myself in my career. I feel like, okay, now what? What is this all for? And that's when I had that little moment where I'm like, oh my God, I need kids. I need someone to, take care. And then I started thinking, like, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
That whole, I need someone to take care of me. I'm like, I got money. I could pay out a nurse. Hey.
Yeah.
I can't reach it. Help me clean.
I always thought that was like really faulty reasoning for having
Yeah,
children
it's so
because it's like
selfish.
because like I like no shade to like my stepdad, say for instance, like he had 3 kids, but 2 out of the 3 of them guarantee would never take care of him in his older years. Like just because you have kids doesn't guarantee that they'll be around for you. You don't know what kind of humans they're going to be when they're older. They could be great, they could be shitty, and you may not have a relationship with them. You just never know.
And
That's
you
not a
can't
guarantee.
force that. It's just
Yeah.
it's a gamble.
Yeah, like I wish people would just be like, I want to have kids because I like to come inside people. Like that's a more honest.
That's
thing.
very honest.
Yeah, like I just
Very
like.
honest. Hey.
I know.
But to be like to have some like super in-depth reasoning as to why and its fulfillment or whatever. It's
Hey,
like,
did she
this-
talk like that when you guys were together?
No, this is new talk, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
I'm like,
a lie.
This is new talk.
What are you talking
You should have done this 2 years ago.
But yeah, I think people were like, I want to heal my inner child through my children. I'm like, that's not a great excuse
Jesus.
either. Just you like, original recipe sex. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I decided not to go for it.
Yeah, that
and I
makes
was like,
sense.
and I actually did have people that were like, if you want to do the donor thing and have a, because at the time I wasn't in a relationship, but I was talking about, what? So there was applicants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never went for it. And I'm like, I got pets, I got dogs.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you still have applicants.
I do.
Yeah.
I
What are you talking about? This business is not closed. It's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's also my thing. Is because I love my dogs so much and they fulfill me so much that I'm just like, wait, maybe this is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We share 7 animals.
No,
Yeah.
well, I saw the cat. And
Yeah, we have 3 cats and 4
They have
dogs.
4 dogs.
Yeah. And we share
Wait,
them
you
together.
threw your dog a quinceañera, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Hey, I don't have kids. I don't have a daughter to do
Yeah.
a party for.
Well, how old is a Hispanic girl when she gets one? 12?
Quince.
15.
It's 15.
15. 15 means
1, 2,
15.
3, 15. Okay, I got it.
Close enough, Bobby.
I only know 4
enough.
numbers. So, but your dog wasn't 15.
Yeah, there she is. That's my dog, Risa.
Oh, so cute.
She is actually closer to 17. That's my other dog, Vinny.
Oh, Vinny.
Yeah.
Are they all Chihuahuas?
Yeah, both of them are Chihuahuas.
Cute.
Yeah.
But the quinceañera was like, quinceañera is a big party and a celebration and a rite of passage.
Yeah.
You know, your girl becoming a woman, and that's the way quinceañeras go.
Yeah.
But what I did was, my quinceañera that I threw for my dog
Yeah.
is the best use of the word epic. Best use. Because there's a 10-second clip went viral, and they showed this clip all over Mexico. Like, oh my God, I wish I was his dog. Like this party, party that
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
You could just see.
Wait, where was this location?
That's insane.
This is amazing.
Look at that. In Long Beach.
Look at that. Long Beach.
That you could see just everything that's around.
Yeah.
The balloons and the.
Oh my God. Dude, humans don't even get that shit.
Exactly.
Was he grateful? She?
And you know what? My pets are everything. My babies, you know. So
Yeah. That's amazing.
I felt good. People were shitting on me for throwing that party, and I didn't care. I'm like, you know what? It's not your dog.
What?
Who gives
Who gives a
shit?
fuck,
Who gives a
dude?
fuck?
Yeah, you love your dog.
Yes.
You
So
celebrate your dog.
we had over 400 people at the party.
Whoa.
I invited 400 people to this thing. They
Yeah.
all RSVP. I did the RSVP thing too. They all showed up. And then I told everybody, you guys can take pictures and video. Just don't take pictures or video of me. It's not about me. It's about my dog. Because it wasn't like a fan event. It was like, I know everybody that's there.
Yeah.
But then someone recorded that video while I was pushing the stroller and posted it.
Yeah.
And so next thing I know, I got calls from all these morning radio shows and tell, you know, AB, was it Good Morning America? Everybody wanted to talk about this. And I was into it. I was into it. And
were you mad at that?
I was
person?
mad at first,
Yeah.
but then it's like, all right, it's out. Might as well try to control the thing. And
Yeah.
I posted it on my social media. And most people were supportive. But then, of course, it's like you got people that hate and stuff
Always.
like that. I had one guy that's like, do you have any idea how many people you could have fed with that? Because the number one question was, how much did you spend? Because you could tell that was, you know, I'm not going to lie. That was a couple of Escalades right there.
Yeah.
So once word got out, they're like, you know how many people you could have fed? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what, 400? That's how many invited. You know, that's how many came.
Yeah.
And then, so it was, you know, it sucked because you don't want to hear people talking smack about, you know,
Yeah.
Gabe,
someone or
you
something
did
that
nothing wrong.
Well, it's like these days you can do nothing right.
You
So
can't.
it's like
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
might as well just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
or try.
yeah. I mean, it's so weird, this internet thing. It's just like, you know, because when we started comedy before it.
Yeah, it's before social media. Like the internet, I still have my original AOL account.
What was it? What was your?
Well, I still have it, so that. I still,
Oh, never mind.
hey, man.
Gil, what the fuck are you doing, Gilbert? Yeah.
I'll write it down for you.
Gabe, so we knew each other when we were young, right? And then when did you find out that things shifted for you?
Well, I mean, it
Gradual?
wasn't just one thing. I think that there was a lot of, you know, points along the way where this led to this and this led to that. And this, so there was a lot of things. I mean, you figure I started in 1997. April 10th, 1997 was the first time I got up on stage. And I credit that day as the biggest day of my career because if I don't start that first day, we're not having this conversation.
Yeah.
So that was the most important day of my career was day one.
And people don't realize that day in the mid 90s to the late 90s, it was comedy wasn't the way it was now. It was on its downswing almost.
Yes, because
Yeah.
everybody was always talking about the good old days of the 80s and the clubs were always full and there was all kinds of work. So everyone was always making references to the good day. Oh,
Yeah.
there was so many clubs and it was great. And you'd hear about these stories and you're like, wow. But in reality, right now is the new good day.
I know.
Because it got to a point where like, really?
Yeah.
You know, there's easily 10 comics that are doing arenas right now, whereas back then, you couldn't even dream of an arena. There was maybe, Dice Clay did it for
Dice.
an HBO special.
Yeah.
And that was all you heard.
Yeah. And then years later, Dane did it, I
Dane
guess.
Cook,
Dane did it,
That was a big deal. And then all of a
'Cause
sudden, boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
we'd have to drive to, because I remember doing gigs with you guys in like Visalia.
Yes.
Like at a Holiday Inn.
Visalia.
Me, Willie
Is that where
Barcena, Garcia,
Yes.
Jeff Garcia, all these guys.
It's where they have good onions.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Visalia.
Visalia? Yeah. You know, this
good
is
onions.
Not onion.
I thought by Fresno.
That's a given.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
Mexicans love growing that shit.
There's
They're
fields.
so good
there's
at it.
fields. There's all kinds of stuff on the way up there. But yeah, I'm sure there's.
Yeah. So you started.
We're gonna come back to this.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to the onion. You want to talk about onions?
Sorry,
No, as a co-host. No, as a co-host, I want to cater to you. Let's talk about the onions if you want to. Like, what else?
I can't even eat them. They cause me GI distress. Let's move on. Sorry.
What else
I
do
just
they
had
grow
an
there?
ADD moment.
What else do they grow there?
Lots of things.
Do you know, Gabe?
Oh God, there's what I mean. It's a whole. There's all kinds of different things that they could. There's so many fields.
I know.
God, I mean, it's endless.
Turnips, probably.
Sure.
Yeah. Are we good?
Yeah, we got.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Sorry.
Cabbage, probably, whatever, right?
I don't know about cabbage.
Whatever, right?
Yeah. Lettuce, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, we weren't there in Visalia. I don't know, but we weren't there in Visalia farming, lady.
I just didn't know they had like.
right.
I didn't know comedy was a thing in Visalia, but now I do.
Well, no, it
You know
was,
what?
oh my God.
They didn't have like a club.
Yeah.
There was no club there, but a promoter, old friend of mine named Leonard Velasquez has still, because he still puts on shows, his own promotion. And he would put together shows at, I want to say it was the Radisson, or they changed names. So at the time when I played it, it was the Radisson Hotel. And in their ballroom, they would set up shows on the weekends.
Yeah.
And so he'd promote it. And, if you got a little bit bigger, then they'd put you in the theater and stuff like that. But yeah, it was Visalia. I remember you drive way the hell out there. And just when you thought, you're like, oh, God, there's nothing out here. Then boom, Visalia. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, shoot. You'd pass like Delano and all these other spots. And those are good times, really good times with those shows.
Were you one of those kids, Hispanic kids, that were mad at me because I did the Latino Laugh Festival?
Oh, how funny. How funny. So in 1990, I want to say, God, was it 97?
Yeah.
Was the first year of the Latino Laugh Festival, which was like the answer to the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, but for, brown people. Anyways, they did it in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. And I remember each year that they'd have the festival, they'd have the honorary person who was like not Latino, but knew how to say a few words.
Yeah.
But couldn't count to 15. You know what I mean? So,
Quinceañera.
yeah, quinceañera. You made this sound Italian. Quinceañera. But no, I remember you being there, and it wasn't like what's he doing? Like, he wasn't taking nothing from me, but there were some comics that felt like, really?
Yeah.
But like, how can you get mad? You're there.
Yeah.
I could understand if you were home and you're like, man, they said they had room for one more and they gave it to another guy.
Yeah.
And then, all right, I get it. The Latino Laugh Festival.
Yeah. I felt it when I was there.
You did.
Felt the pressure?
I felt like, because people told me.
What did they say?
Well, Mencia, mainly.
But, dude,
Hey,
weren't
bro,
you
you know-
guys were friends, though.
I know, but he would say something, hey, bro, a lot of people don't like you that you're here. And I don't know why people say shit like that.
Did you tell?
It didn't help. Yeah.
But did you tell him the same thing? Hey, bro! What the fuck? Yeah. I'm sorry. Carlos never did nothing bad to me. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, Anyway, I felt it when I was there, but I have to
But were you already opening for him at the time?
Yeah.
But like, why say that then? It's just
I know. I mean, it was just information that he was giving me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Some negative information, right? So I could prepare myself. I think that's what he was trying to do. Is if you don't feel welcome, you know what I mean? This is the reason why.
I mean, I'm sure that was pretty obvious to you. It's like it didn't need to be reiterated.
No,
to
because
somebody.
I know that the only guy that would hang out with Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Coco would hang out. I remember hanging out with him there. That's how I bonded with him.
Did you sleep in a bathtub while he slept on the bed or something like that?
No, that was, what are you talking about? What?
This is another
You're doing your onion thing.
onion moment.
Stop doing the onion shit right now, too. All right? We're going like this, and you're like, in a bathtub. You know what I mean? What, you think I fucked?
Hey, while we're on the topic,
Yeah.
who has the best onions? Is it like Chili's or freaking Outback?
yeah.
Who has the best blue?
Who has the best, do you think?
Ooh,
Outback,
I don't.
right?
I think Outback has the blossom.
Yeah, but
awesome
I think Chili's
blossom.
also has it too,
What's the
right?
Chili's
Was it
one?
Chili's or
Chili's has one too.
What's it? It's
the awesome blossom or the blossom or the bloomin' onion?
Blooming onion?
Blooming
and awesome
onion.
blossom.
Yeah, I like the Outback one personally.
me too.
Yeah, I don't like it when it's grilled. I like it, steakhouses.
Grilled onions. Oh, so you don't like it like In-N-Out when they grill the?
I don't know. I
onions
like
and
it crisp.
Wow.
So at a
raw.
raw. Like at a steakhouse, you know how they have tomato and onions sliced with some
Yeah.
vinegar and olive oil? That's how I like it. I don't like it when it's like all greasy.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the crispness of it.
I owe Outback Steakhouse so much money. Like, I still have all of their cutlery because I used to steal all of their like knives and like steak knives and forks and spoons when I was in college.
Yeah.
And I would just jingle jangle out of there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like big bags of it. I still have all of it.
Yeah.
You're so good. Anyway.
Wait, first of all,
Latino film.
Not for nothing. Little by little, I'm putting some of this together.
yeah. Also,
Seeing a pattern here, missing clothing
I've
and
never-
cutlery.
Oh my God.
also, I've never heard you use the word jingle jangle.
Jangle. What? Jingle jangle.
Don't use jingle jangle again.
Hey, well, you know who she's
Jingle
hanging out with now.
Oh my God.
So
This guy's so silly.
So stupid.
We're going to keep going back to the onion, okay? I know we will because I know why.
Please don't go back
I
to
know
onion.
I want to do your interests because we're co-hosts.
No more onions. I'm so sorry.
No
Anyway.
worries. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know where I'm going after.
But I also remember the moment when I went to myself, I saw you, I was like, oh my God, this guy is a monster. I remember Ned Carlos Mencia did that show at the Universal City.
Yes, when it was
huge-
the Gibson, or it was Universal City Walk, and then it became the Gibson.
Yeah.
Yes, many years ago.
Yeah, and then many years ago, and you did a guest spot, so did I, right? And you were after me. So I thought I killed.
You thought.
No, I did. I go, oh, fuck. That was the one, right? But then when I saw you go up, dude, I mean, it was like destruction. It was like fucking incredible, dude. And that's in my mind, I'm like, you don't like compliments, do you?
No. I'm like, thank you. I'm waiting.
Yeah. And then here's the last thing I want to say, dude. This is when I knew it was off the scales. I was on the road, and this is when I wasn't drawing. I was like playing like. There was a period when I was in my late 30s, right before I met you, I would play like, Bart Reed's comic strip, or you know what I mean, that little mall in San Antonio,
The River Center.
the River Center. And I remember going to one of those gigs. I was walking through a mall, and I saw a Gabriel Iglesias kiosk.
Wow.
And I walked up to him and I went, because he had bobbleheads and all kinds of stuff, right? And I go, is Gabe here? Like as if you were like, you know what I mean? But it was like, that's when I realized, oh, it's a company almost.
Yeah.
Brand.
Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
a
brand.
brand. Yeah.
Like you were the first dude to do that I knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To do that. And then now, look at you. Is there anything else you want to do?
You know what? I was actually having that conversation this morning. As far as like brand, like merchandising and stuff like that, I think I've covered it.
No, just a career like.
Oh, career-wise.
Yeah, like in terms of like, because you've done animation, you've done TV, and I've done all of those things too. And sometimes I think about what else do I want to do? You know what I mean? Is there anything, what else is there?
I guess there's I'd like to spend the money. I'd like to actually, clearly I wait for quinceañeras and birthday parties to freaking do that.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, I feel like I'm sharing it. By throwing a party, I'm sharing that with other people, because I can't eat all that food and enjoy all that, by myself. It's more of like, I want to enjoy it.
Wait, how old is Vinny?
Vinny is 12.
But does he get a version of a quinceañera when he turns 15?
No, he's a boy. I still love him.
Yeah.
But Hispanic boys don't get.
And you know what? Also with Vinny, I think that something for him would be if I was to get someone to babysit Risa.
Yeah.
So that it could just be the two of us. Because he just wants to be with me, be all up on me. Like he stares at me. He just stares. And you could just tell. He's just like, I love you. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
and if he sees me get up off the couch, he's like, where you going? Can I come? Everything is, where you going? Can I come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, with him, I think I would just need to have one-on-one time.
Yeah.
He would want that more than a party.
Cats are different. I have one cat, Bojo, and he looks at me like this, but the look is, who are you? Like I feel like sometimes my cat doesn't even know who the fuck I am. I don't know. I mean, do cats get like spinal bifida and stuff? I don't.
I'm sure cats can suffer a lot of the same illnesses.
I didn't
have
know.
issues like all of us.
Yeah, I'm not a vet, dude. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But here's what I fear though. Do you ever? And I hate to drag it down to this level, but it's like because the 7 animals I have right now are the real only animals I've ever owned. So I've never been through a passing. The devastation of that. And is that unhealthy to think about? when I look at my animals, I go, oh my God, they're going to die one day.
And you're gonna have seven.
I'm going to have seven
heartbreaks.
heartaches
Yeah.
down the road. And I don't know.
It does suck. It does
You've
suck.
got- you've
no,
been through
because
it.
I think about it all the time. I feel very, very fortunate that I have a almost 17-year-old dog, because I know a lot of people that lost their pets at, their dogs that specifically around, 8, 9, 10. And I'm like, I've had my dog twice as long as, some of these people have, and I've chosen to have smaller dogs because, it's worked out for me. It's easier to take care of, but I feel lucky that smaller dogs have more longevity.
Do they go on the road with you or no?
My dogs live on the road with me.
Oh, cool.
They live on the road with me. I had one dog that lived to be almost 19. Whoa. And we actually had to put him down. And the only reason we put him down was he went 5 days without eating or drinking. And I'm like, the poor guy's suffering. And then anytime you try to pick him up, it was pain. It was just pain, and that sucked. So that was one of the dogs that I had. Another dog, he lived to be 15, which still is really, really good. But unfortunately, he got sick and passed. And now I have a 12-year-old, and I have the almost 17.
Yeah.
And the vet, my dogs, by the way, they got better health care than my family. Okay, I take them to the vet twice a month.
Wow.
Twice a month, they get injections of like vitamins and just no, seriously, you're laughing, dude.
Yeah, I know.
They get, I
get it.
I take my dogs to the same place Jeannie Buss takes her dogs, the same place where,
Damn.
the Lisa Vanderpump. It's the place to go if you want.
Where is it?
It's there's a couple spots. Santa Monica, because he's got a couple locations.
Yeah. I mean, do we have good doctors?
Yeah, we do.
We do?
We do.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Because I want the best. Like, hey, yeah.
Stubbs just went to the vet today, and you didn't know about it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got bit by a spider on his snout.
Yeah.
So he has a little blood pimple there.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A spider bump?
Spider bite.
Okay,
Spider
fine.
bite.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Oh, I want to.
But anything that goes wrong with my dogs, I don't flinch. With me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I could have a gash, and I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
pressure, But anything happens with my dogs, man, they're there.
And they sleep on the same bed?
Yeah. Well, I put a dog bed on the bed, and I put them in it to create a boundary. Otherwise, if I roll over, that's it. I'm not trying to be like, but.
Yeah.
My dogs are the size of this little box right here, so they like to burrow and tuck in.
Oh, right.
And all it takes is a sneeze or a fart, and then so I put them in their bed, their blankets and stuff like that, but they're still at the same level. That's all they want, is to be able to see you and be close to you.
Yeah. That's fucking amazing.
But they live on the road. They're always on a tour bus. They're always on an airplane. They're go.
Yeah. And then, so you do tour buses mainly?
Yes. So I'll take a fly. We'll fly private to the location where the bus is, and then the bus picks us up, drives us to the few locations that we need to go to, and then on the last day, the plane is waiting for us, and then flies us home.
Well, because me and Andrew, I've been doing a tour bus, and they told me not to poo.
Oh, that is the number one rule. So if you got to go number 2,
But I poo.
if you go number 2, you either gotta tell the bus driver to pull over so you can go number 2, or do a thing called hot bagging.
What's hot bagging?
Tell me about that.
Hot bagging is when you're on the bus or an RV or whatever, and there's the toilet. And if you got to go number 2, you got to get a plastic bag like from the grocery store, and you got to basically line the toilet. And
take it with you.
So you go in the bag, and then you tie it like a little potty bag for a dog.
Yeah.
And then take it off the bus.
Because at 4 a.m, I was, because, I give Andrew the back, right? So I was on the side. I woke up, it's like 4 a.m. We're in Montana, driving somewhere, right? And I had the urge. But it was a 10-second window. There was no going to the driver. There was nothing. I had to make a decision. And the decision was to poo.
Yeah.
Without the bag.
I get it.
Yeah. And I did
You
it.
raw dog the toilet.
You
raw dog the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it got pregnant, dude. Yeah. It got pregnant.
Little TigerBelly.
Yeah. Right. But then I thought, this is going to be fine. I went back and I could smell it from so they were right. You shouldn't do it.
So that is the rule, especially when leasing, and if there's only one toilet.
Yeah.
That was for me my biggest flex. I was having a conversation with Bert Kreischer, and we were having this talking about you can't go number 2. I said I go number 2 all the time, and they're like, How?
Yeah.
I said, well, there's 2 bathrooms and I own the bus, so I do what I want. I go, that's my flex. As I go. As a matter of fact, I refuse to use the gas
You
station.
bought your own bus.
Bought my own bus.
Oh, we got my own bus.
And my toilet in the back, it's not like a regular, like an RV toilet with a little, the cover that opens.
Yeah.
It's a legit flushing toilet. There's like there's plumbing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
So you do it.
Oh, yeah.
Do people on the who's on the bus?
And because it's a real toilet and real plumbing,
Yeah.
you don't smell anything.
Whoa.
Because it's its own separate, tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the one in the front, that's still RV status. But the one in the back, that's mine. So it's like it's a toilet, shower, sink, and then closet.
If I was on the bus with you, as I was on the side.
Oh, nobody gets to use it though. So if you would have been like, dude, well, because it's mine in the back.
I understand it's yours,
Yeah.
but in an emergency situation, if I'm in the fucking bus and I wake you up, I knock on the door, I go, hey, yo, Gabe, I have a 15-second window of opportunity here. Can I use your thing? You would still say no?
I would tell you to just go ahead and use the one in the front.
Well, that's betrayal.
No, because you would tell me, and then I'm like, I got to make a choice because I don't know how bad you're gonna bring it. I don't know I don't know if it's just gonna be like a little cylinder, or if you're gonna bring freaking lava. I don't know what the level.
Yeah. If I tell you the level,
But do you really know?
I do know.
Wait, but
I know my body, dude.
I thought I did. I thought I did, and
if you-
I've recently found out I
Yeah.
don't know me as well as I thought.
Okay.
if it's a 15-second window, it's gonna be green apple splatters. There's nothing like if
What's it with her and fruit, and vegetation, onions and apples?
There's something going on with you. dude.
if it's an emergency,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be great. Like it's.
I think you're right.
I'd
But
be
I
like,
think
no,
you would have
go.
gone, just go straight, don't even wake me up, and then later on go, by the way, Gabe, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Are there other people on the bus with you, or there's 2 buses?
It shouldn't be this many this time. At one point we had 5.
Whoa.
And so now it's just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. My old tour director got a little carried away with the card. That's
Yeah.
another story. not sure I needed 5 buses. I'm like, it's only one comic I paid to see, but
Yeah.
So yeah, for the most part, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 other people on the bus, including the driver.
Yeah. That was my first tour on our own with that. It was in terms of like how much a bus costs. And even
You're looking at a minimum to lease a bus $10K a week.
yeah. It was I think we had to give like $100,000 down payment or something
Wow.
on it. It was crazy. Here's another thing that you did for me, and you probably don't remember this. I was in Canada, and I was in a shitty. I think I played like a yuck or something, right? And they dropped me off way early at the airport. And I was in a really bad mood, and also I think I had coach. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm at the airport. What's so funny?
It's just
Why is it funny?
You mean like the rough seating, not the bag, right? Just making sure.
Yeah. No, not the bag. Yeah. I was like middle seat. I was just and the weekend wasn't that great, right? I didn't draw, whatever. I was in a state, right? Sitting there just alone, bummed, right? And I look at my periph, right? And I see you. And you're with a couple of other guys. And we hug and this and that. And how you doing? This and that, right? And you go, come on with us. Because we got to go on the he got to go on the airplane before, you know what I mean, everyone else. And that uplifted my mood.
Oh, this is when you were like zone 5 boarding.
I was zone
wow.
5. Yeah, I was zone 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zone 5. And you let me walk on the board with you. It made me feel so special. It really did.
Yeah.
And it also uplifted my spirits. And you don't remember that, do you?
That was a long time ago.
I know.
That was a long time ago.
You forgot.
I forgot. I'm sorry, but it sounds like something I would do.
Yeah. No, of course you did
It
that.
doesn't sound out of character.
Yeah. Of course you did that. And every time your name comes up, I've never heard you're no wars with anybody, right?
I try not to. And the
Yeah.
people that have differences with me, I try not to bring their names up because I think if you say their names, enough times, they'll show up like Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
I was dating myself on the Beetlejuice thing.
Yeah. Because we had heard like back when we were coming up, you would hear like, Mencia having a problem with George Lopez or so-and-so having a problem with this person, right? I don't hear those kind of rivalries anymore. Is it because of the internet? Do you think? I don't. Do you hear those anymore? You don't.
I think that a lot of it had to do with the fact that there were so few comedians back then. I think the reason why there's so many now is because of social media, because of the internet, because everybody's watching that going, I want to do that, or I can do that, whereas the same thing back then with rappers. It's like there was a small group, everybody knew each other, and I feel like that was the same thing back then. We all knew who each other was, whereas now, I'm like, who the hell is this dude with a guitar? Who's this guy? Who's this one dude with the hat? Like, there's always like all kinds of... Sorry, I didn't mean to look at you when I said that. It's a coincidence. But it's like there's so many new people out there, and it's hard to keep up. I did a run of six months of clubs this year to restart. After the Dodger Stadium thing, I said, I just want to go back to clubs. I want to restart and build a new set at a club, not on the road working out, the big shows. Let me go back to just clubs. And a lot of these clubs, I'd have people coming up to me afterwards, and they're like, big fan, this and that. By the way, I do comedy too. And I'm like, but it was happening every single show, everywhere I went. Yeah. More and more people are like, I'm doing comedy too. I'm like, really? That many?
Yeah. There's a lot now.
There is a lot of comedians out there. Yeah. And there's a lot of opportunities for places to perform, whereas back in the day, and I sound like that, back in the day, before all this shit, there's a lot of opportunities where, I feel like back then there wasn't as many, or you had to create your own place to perform, know somebody with the room, or have an inn somewhere.
Yeah, because when we started, comedy clubs were closing. You know what I mean? Like, San Diego only had one at the time, which is the La Jolla Comedy Store. Now there's a bunch of places to go up.
And I remember in La Jolla, there was a place around the corner. There was a place around the corner that I think used to be a comedy club, and I think it was like a Moondoggies or something like that.
It was an improv.
It was an improv.
It was an improv. It was in Pacific Beach. So it's like 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away from the Comedy Store, right? And it completely closed down, and now it was a Moondoggie. It was a Moondoggie. Yeah, it was a Moondoggie for sure. But that used to be an improv, but I saw back then in the late 80s, I used to see, when I graduated from high school, like 91, not late 80s, like 91, Bobcat Goldthwait, Brian Regan, I saw him at that improv, and then it completely closed. So, like I said before, when we started, everything was dead. So it's like, that's why going to the Latino Laugh Festival as a Korean dude was, because white people and white clubs and the black rooms, they didn't want me. And I've said this before.
It's like prison.
Yeah. The Hispanics. I know, right?
Hey, homie. Hey, onda right here, bro. The blacks on one side, the Aryan Brotherhood. And
that's what it felt like, right? Yeah. But the Hispanics were like, I'll fuck with Chino. You know what I mean? And you guys brought me in. And without that, I don't know if I would have been able to survive, because not only were things closing down and there were no opportunities to go up, you know what I mean? Without them, I would have been fucked, man. Without, that's why, I'm grateful to Mencia and stuff. You know
so back to like any feuds and stuff like that. I remember in the beginning, it was the big three. It was Paul Rodriguez, George Lopez, and Carlos Mencia. And they had actually done a tour together called the Three Amigos Tour. They were trying to do the same thing they did with the Kings of Comedy. The Kings of Comedy had a lot of success by having these great big comedy acts, these headliners, working together doing arenas. And what was the name of the promoter from Houston?
Mark Babbitt.
Mark Babbitt. So Mark Babbitt, I don't know what he's doing now. Still owes me money, by the way. Freaking Mark. He was a good dude. Anyway, they were trying to do the same thing with those acts, and there was a few markets where they did shows together, and all I heard about those shows was how uncomfortable the backstage area was.
Oh, shit.
And it's unfortunate, because it's like, there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody, and it didn't need to get to an uncomfortable place.
I mean that's an interesting point, because it's like, now there's different opportunities that we have, but they pit us against each other. Because even with Asians, I mean, up until 10 years ago, it was like there was one part a year, and Ken always got it, right? And when you have that, like, here's one thing.
If it means anything, I've seen him naked too. Don't ask. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I want to see if I've seen any Hispanic guys' penises before. Never. I've never seen Ned's penis or Paul Rodriguez's penis.
No, hey, man,
Yeah, that's not your thing.
No. I'm not going to lie. It almost happened earlier when I thought this was the restroom. I told him, I go, dude, I'm dying. Where's the bathroom? And then he goes, it's right there. And then I opened up the door and I saw you guys, and I'm like, oh shoot, I was already gonna,
Do you think it has anything to do with like Asian parents always being naked around us? Like, was your dad always like in
Always
underwear?
naked.
Okay, so like my mom was always naked around me.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe you just kind of mimic that.
Yeah, I mean, I caught my dad with toilet paper. They called it Korean kite. I've talked about it.
Yeah.
Where he would have toilet paper stick out of his asshole.
Korean kite?
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
had a toilet, because his asshole would get so moist, he would lodge toilet paper in there. And it would come out like a kite.
Like a tail?
Yeah, like a tail.
Okay.
And he would and he used to get drunk and do these rage, like beatings.
Family beating.
Yeah, family beatings. You know what I mean? Beating time. You know what I mean? Right? And he would just run around with this fucking thing, and we would run around the house, right?
With his tail?
With his tail, and he'd have a golf club, right? And it was traumatic.
Dude.
I hated it, and that was every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one time, Steve.
Yeah.
My dad came in. My brother had a kid named Oliver in his room. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah.
And my brother was playing this Casio keyboard too loud. My dad came in completely naked, Korean kite, took the Casio, beat my brother with it, all the keys flying all over the place. And as he turned around, Oliver and my brother laughed so loud because they saw the kite, and he did another round.
Around a beating.
Yeah. He did
For
another-
laughing at him.
Yeah, for laughing
Oh,
at him.
wow.
I mean, yeah, for me, it's like I had I mean, I don't know what was your childhood
Were
good?
you raised by your
Just
mom,
my mom.
right? Your
And
mom.
fortunately, the day she died, I never saw nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember one time my mom had a thing where a little bit of cleavage, and I'm like, oh God, I saw too much. No.
Yeah.
No.
But was she a single mom? What happened to your dad?
My dad was out of the picture. My dad was a mariachi. He was an entertainer. He traveled the world.
Love El Mariachi.
And, they met one night in Tijuana and TJ, and,
And then you.
I'm the last of 6, but I'm the one with a different dad. So everyone else had their dad, and then I had the magical one, apparently. And it's funny because I knew my dad up until I was maybe 3, 4 years old, and then he was out of the picture, and I didn't get a clean explanation of what was going on. I just knew that he wasn't there. But my mom she was a gangster, man. She handled everything. I never felt like I was lacking a father figure because she just handled there was no lack of love in the house. Every day it was like, big hugs, big kisses on the forehead. I love you. Let's go get something to eat. What do you need? She gave me my own room. We had a 1-bedroom apartment, and she let me have the room by myself. Oh. And I'm just like, are you kidding? Like later on in life, I'm like, what the hell? Like she did so much. So my father wasn't in the picture up until December.
Whoa.
Yeah, December. We did a show in Mexico, and a cousin of mine reached out, said, "Hey, I'm here having dinner with your dad," and I'm like, "Oh."
And you hadn't seen him for how long?
15 years.
Wow.
15 years ago plus. He had a friend in L.A. who brought him out to the Comedy Magic Club to see me perform. And it was crazy because I'm backstage, and Richard, the manager at the club, comes up to me and he goes, "Gabe, listen, there's a guy in the crowd, and he's telling people he's your dad." I'm like, "Oh, great, another one that wants money or tickets, right? What does he want? Do we give him a DVD?" That's back then. So he goes, "Yeah, the guy's being real. He's being very, insisting." And I'm like, "Really?" I go, "Come on, Richard. How long you know me?"
Yeah.
It's somebody just being, an ass. So after the show was over, I was outside doing a meet and greet, and so people were coming up to me and they're like, "Hey, will you sign this or sign?" And take pictures and stuff like that. And sure as shit, my manager at the time, Pat Buckles was my manager at the time. She comes up to me, she goes, "Gabe, there's a guy in the back claiming to be your dad. He's waiting in line to meet you, and I'll just be honest with you, the eyes, it's the eyes, it's trust me." And I my heart dropped, and I still had to finish my meet and greet. Whoa. And I'm like, "Oh my God, how?" He's holding a DVD in the line. It's like, what am I gonna write on the freaking DVD? Hey, how you been?
Yeah. So once you saw him, did you know?
You know what? I told her to tell him, look, right now it's not good. He's working, and he understood that. So we got his info, and we actually had dinner with him the next night at the Comedy Magic Club. Richard set it up for me. Whoa. We had a nice little meeting. We sat down, and we just,
And previous to
we
that, you
talked.
hadn't seen him since you were a child.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, it was funny because he made the joke that, because I made fun of him being the guy in the Tapatio bottle because he was a mariachi.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
my
yeah.
Mom, when I said, Mom, you got any pictures of my dad?
Yeah.
And my mom was like, he looks like that.
Yeah. Wow.
So anyways, I had all those uncomfortable, questions and answers 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just lost touch with them.
And what was that like, that first meeting or that first dinner? Like,
It was very conflicting because I had always been upset, but I didn't know why I was upset. Everybody made me feel like my dad not being there automatically meant that, if for some reason he were to try to come back into the picture, no, forget this dude. He was never there. But again, I never got a clean explanation from my mom. It was more so emotional. And I'm not, and you're taught, don't question your parents back then. You don't, this is how it is, and that's it. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
There was no back and forth. So everything my mom said, I just took it. And it wasn't until I had a chance to talk to my dad and work through issues at that dinner. And keep in mind, it was a little bit more challenging because he only spoke English and my Spanish was, fuck.
Oh, he only spoke Spanish, I mean.
He only spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
And my Spanish was still like, it was, if I could order food, but I couldn't, I couldn't have like a meaningful conversation.
Get emotionally deep.
Yeah. So I had my girlfriend with me who was very fluent. So she was very helpful in getting the conversation going. And, helping out.
Were some of those questions answered, do you think?
You know what? Yes, because I had so much hatred for my dad, but I didn't know why again. And so knowing that, now I see it differently because I see it through the eyes of an entertainer. I see now like, wow, okay. All right. I think about my mom and my mom hooking up with somebody that's an entertainer. They're traveling, they're working every night. They're on stage. The attention, the back and forth, and I'm like, yeah, I think my mom might have,
Yeah.
So I kind of just like, you know what, the past is the past. I get it. I'm good. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for explaining to me, and we're good. I was good.
Yeah.
I didn't stay in touch with him though because he was in fact a stranger to me. I'm
Right.
just like, we look the same, and
Yeah.
if I need a kidney, fuck, I'll call you. But
Yeah.
But did you see like real similarities, like his mannerisms or the way he spoke or his cadence?
you know what?
Like,
Super charismatic. You could tell he carries himself. It's almost regal the way he carries himself.
Interesting.
He's not sloppy. He's very much like, and very much like, he's old school. The guy's 80 years old now.
Wow.
And even now when you talk to him, he's, again, very charismatic. He knows how to take a table and just start talking to everyone, and he's super engaging. So I can see why my mom was like, she got all.
Yeah.
Did
Did he have other kids or no?
Yes, he had 2 daughters, and I met them in December. So the thing was, my cousin reached out, and I says, look, this is awkward for me. I'm done with that chapter. I didn't stay in touch. But then when I found out I had 2 sisters, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a chance. You can see that earlier in the conversation talking about wanting a kid. This was already after that kid thing and the dog thing. And let me try to find something real to attach myself to.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I invited him to come out to the show in Mexico City on the condition that he brought my sisters.
Whoa.
And then I also have nieces. So it was like all these people that showed up.
Family. You didn't
Yeah. So it was really, really cool. And they were super nice. And the fact that I approached them, not them approaching me, made all the difference in the world because it wasn't like them, because I get a lot of people saying they're family members and they just want money.
Yeah,
I need help. And I'm an Iglesias. I had one cousin who actually had Iglesias tattooed on his arm right here. And
Yeah.
Pulled it up like hey, look, we're related, same name. I'm like, oh, come on, bro.
Yeah. And then so they came backstage.
So also, no, we actually sat down and had a nice dinner.
Oh.
And we talked, and I told him, I go, I feel like I'm a lot more mature, and I feel like we can have a real conversation now versus back then where it was all emotional. And it was very, very cool. It was very, very friendly. It was very positive. There was no arguing. There was no all the what the fucks. Sorry, I don't mean to do it like Mencia. What the fuck? All the what the hells.
Yeah.
We're already gone by that point, and it was just nice to connect.
What a sweet fucking thing, man.
And so we hung out, had multiple dinners while I was there in town. They came to the show, and So it was nice. I have not stayed in touch, and I think that's out of fear because I don't know. You know, the guy's now 80. My sisters have their own lives.
Yeah.
But I just don't know because there's so much going on in my life where I feel like so many people we were close, and now they're on the outside. And I'm like, am I good or bad in their lives, you know? And so,
yeah, it's a complex situation, dude, you know? And, but it's still beautiful, man, you know? I'm so happy for you in that way, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, I would want to know, and I would want to know those things as well. You know what I mean? And I mean, for me, it's like, I don't know. I got goosebumps when we were talking about it, man. It's fucking amazing, dude.
yeah, so all those, you know.
Do you do it in Spanish in Mexico City or you English?
No, I perform in English. I can speak Spanish, but I feel like you lose a lot in the translation. Yeah. And I have attempted to do shows. Like I work with a guy named Franco Escamilla, who's huge in Latin America, and even here when he does his shows.
I think I met him.
You probably did.
Because he hung out. There was a guy, Jesus Trejo,
Yes.
was hanging out with a dude that's huge in Mexico.
Wore glasses, tall.
Yeah, was he kind of long hair? I don't know. Weird looking almost.
Hey, nice, subtle description.
Very.
It probably wasn't him, though.
Very subtle.
There was one guy that he was hanging out with that was a big Mexican comedian, but he had a weird, like...
Energy?
No. He looked weird.
I think he was handsome.
Like in a cool way, though. Like a hipstery.
Okay, Silver Lake.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it, dude. You onions or... I think I just had an onion moment.
Can you pull him up? Franco is coming, and then we'll do like they do at the police station. We'll do like they do at the police station.
Spell his last name.
Yeah.
Franco, Franco, Escamilla. God, it's
Escamia.
Double L. Yeah.
Camilla, Milla.
Yes.
Escamilla.
Looks kind of
There.
Looks kind of Filipino.
Bobby.
That's not who you described.
No, that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
That wasn't him?
Yeah. I gotta fucking know. I'm gonna call.
Okay, well, why you got him up there?
Yeah.
Why you got him up
Shout
there?
out.
He's one of the biggest comedians in the world. He does his shows in Spanish, and what was really cool is that one time when we got a chance to meet each other, we were talking about doing shows in each other's languages. So so he had this big show in Mexico City, and we did this challenge where I said, all right, how about I do a show with you and I'll do my show all in Spanish and you do a show with me and you do it all in English. And we decided to do it on two really big stages. So the one that we did in Mexico City was for the taping of his Netflix special at an arena in Mexico City. Jeez. And I did 10 minutes all in Spanish.
Wow.
And then when I did Staples Center, when it was still Staples Center, he came out and he did 10 minutes all in English.
Wow.
And we both agreed at the end that we should never do that shit again.
Why? You were nervous as fuck?
You know what? I liked it because it made me nervous, and I had not felt nervous doing comedy in so long.
Yeah.
It literally felt like my first year.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I think I even went over notes. You know?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, and so I was very, very nervous. And I mean, I was able to get some laughs, but it's different.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm funnier in conversation in Spanish. I'll say something stupid.
You can't crush as... there's no way you can crush as hard.
No.
You need that confidence.
No, and both of us were very much like, okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying Korean?
Oh, there's no way.
So difficult.
안녕하세요. No, 나가 송어예요.
How do you say paper kite?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Explain
I
that
don't know.
one.
I can't do it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm already panicking now. To even think about it, there's no way I'd fucking be able to do it. There's no way. When you play those gigantic places, though, how do you... Because I opened up for Segura 6 months ago in Canada, and he was doing 15,000, you know what I mean? And I've never played those kind of things before. How do you connect? It's just a sea of darkness, right? To you or no?
You know what? Sometimes you can see to the back, but it's for the most part, it's very dark and the room is cavernous. And,
Yeah.
For me, I learned to rely on the video and sound. If you got really good video and sound, that's what's going to connect you to the back of the room. They can see you, they can hear you. So you got to
Dodger
make sure,
Stadium.
for example, at Dodger Stadium.
That's
Oh my God, that's so fucking ridiculous, man. Oh my, it's insane.
Right.
It's fucking insane.
I posted that picture of people start circling little heads like, this is me.
Yeah.
So having having those giant screens and having the sound system is crucial to having a good set and having people have a good experience.
Yeah.
You can cut corners, you can get a whatever sound system, you can get a whatever, video system, and you know what? Ultimately, you're only screwing yourself. That's why I make sure I spend the money to have the best stuff, because ultimately, if the people have a good experience, they'll want to come back. And you want everyone in the room to be able to feel you and hear you. And So when we do the big shows, there's no less than 4 cameras in the room.
Wow.
So that they're always catching the angles, and everybody's taught to be, to keep me in a certain,
You have the same crew?
We
or
don't
no?
need a whole full body. They keep it very tight, and so because everything that happens facially, or with my hands. So it's and yes, being consistent. That's why we had 5 buses at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever think though that is there ever a show where you're going, I don't think I'm doing that great, or is it always crush?
I always doubt myself. I think anytime you think you always like you're bringing it, I think that you're delusional. Every show can't be a great show, and you have to know that okay, this went this way, this went this way, this went this way. But at the end of the day, I feel like even if I have a set that I feel is mediocre at best, I still feel like it was a good enough show. I don't feel like I robbed anybody.
Oh, right.
Because the shows are always long. The shows are always, and it's not just me. I bring out a nice assortment of comics out there for people to see and meet. I feel like the room and the sound and the lighting and all the videos and everything that goes into it, it's a show.
Wow.
It is a show. And but yeah, I'm very hard on myself. So at the end, I feel like, I always notice that one guy, that guy didn't stand up.
Yeah.
And then the guys are in the back. I think something's wrong with his leg. Don't worry about it. no, couldn't get everybody. Yeah, one guy didn't want to get up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just no. It's almost like when you're up there, you're like I can't even. You just kind of. I mean, I'm doing comedy long enough to know instinctually how the rhythm goes and this and that.
Yes, you learn your set, and you know the peaks and the valleys. You know when to anticipate the laugh. You know more or less the strength of the material, and you know like, okay, these are the bits that get this big spike, and these are the ones that get me through.
Right.
So but if you don't get those laughs at those certain points, then you're like, oh shoot, mayday.
Yeah. Wow, it's so fucking interesting, man. Now let me ask you something. First of all, I want to, I want to be friends with you, man. And I'm going to be friends with you, man. No, just listen.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen what I'm saying, right? Because I've been, I just feel like I've been doing my own thing for a very long time, and I really like you, Gabe, and I'm going to reach out more often. I think. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
I
think that's a good idea.
Tone of voice, though.
No, but I mean,
whoa, Rob, what?
First of all,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I used to run into you a lot more, back in the day at the store. A lot of people don't know that Bobby actually had the best time slot for the longest time at the store.
Yeah.
And unless you're doing comedy, you don't really know that. But I would always run into you, and then I'd always catch up with the latest drama, because every time I'd show up, something had just popped off.
Yeah, what the
Which
fuck?
is one of the main reasons why I stopped going to the store for so many years. Because I'm like, this is toxic. Showing up here, and there's a bunch of different cliques.
Yeah.
There's all these different cliques. So I was like, okay, there's this group of people, comics over here, comics and this and that. In the bar area, there's this clique. And I remember I showed up, and God, what was it? They were recording you. Because the whole thing had just popped off with the Mencia Rogan thing. And they were recording you.
Yeah.
And I'm back there. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Yeah.
And so it's like you were always there.
I know. I was always in the mix-up of things.
You're always in the center.
Why am I the center of chaos?
Nice.
Yeah. No more though.
No.
So, earlier you were talking about beefs and fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you someone who I almost got into a fight with
Ooh.
at the Comedy Store, and it was my fault. I had gotten an intro to go up on stage from a guy named Don Barris. And the introduction that he gave me, he was, I felt was very disrespectful based on the way he was bringing me up and making it sound like I wasn't shit. And I took it very personal, the way he brought me up. And I'm like, really? So then, I had just that night, I had done the Comedy and Magic Club, the Ice House, the Laugh Factory, Melrose, the Improv, and I finished like at God, 1 o'clock in the morning at the store. So I had done all the clubs because the next night I was going to do the Tonight Show. And so when Don freaking brought me up all messed up, I got pissed off. And I was like, dude, really? And I said, I did this tonight because tomorrow I'm doing the Tonight Show. I said, I'm going to do the Tonight Show tomorrow night. And you'll still be here.
Ooh, wow.
I said, so think about that. And and then afterwards I go, you know what? That was harsh. I shouldn't have done that. So check this out. So then a few months later, I had knee surgery and I showed up at the club and I'm on a crutch. And Don confronted me. He's like, "What's up, motherfucker?" He wanted to get into it. I'm hobbling on one leg. I'm like, this is the wrong night. This is the wrong night.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I held it up like a better back up. And then people were like, separate them.
Damn.
So fast forward, God, I don't know how many years later, like easily 10.
Yeah.
I was at the store and it was do you know when they opened up that little bar in the back? That little secret little speakeasy in the back?
Yeah, probably 10, 12 years ago, maybe. Yeah,
okay, they were telling me about it,
Yeah.
and they took me back there, and I was hanging out with Ron White, and I forget what other comic it was, but I started drinking, and I had asked the manager, somebody, hey, is Don Barrett still doing shows here?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, every night, and I'm like, I kind of figured he'd still be here.
Yeah.
What a dick, right? I said, can you please call him over? And Don came into the room, and again, it had been years since that went down. And I told him, I go, hey, look, man, I just want to say sorry. I go, I think that I shouldn't have been that way with you. You didn't really know me. I didn't really know you, and I just want to apologize for talking to you that way. I felt like it was disrespectful, and I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I feel bad for it, and I'm sorry. And he was really, really nice, very receptive. I think enough time had passed, but I think he was shocked too. He's like, oh, shit, what is he going to tell me? You know? I'm like, but yeah. So, Don, if you're watching, dude, again, publicly.
But
I apologize for being.
But Gabe, I would have done the same thing you did.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. Okay? Don't feel bad.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Don, he's trying to
take that
rehash
back.
it, man. He's trying to rehash this, dude.
Hey, Don, fuck you.
I don't know what issues
Yeah,
you
don't ever
have.
fucking do that again, bro.
Sorry.
No, I love Don. Yeah.
Okay, don't make me.
But it's so understandable, though. It's why you did it. It's so understandable.
But
you're the nicest guy in the world. Everyone loves you, dude. All right?
But I think no matter who you are,
Yeah.
even if you're a nice person, you can still have an off night.
You're right.
And no one is above being a dick.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, here, I'll apologize to Kevin Shea. I'm sorry.
What?
Who else? Who else do I have?
We have a long list
Oh,
to
we
pull
can-
out.
Yeah.
You want to say sorry to her first?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you. I
sorry.
appreciate
Yeah.
I could buy her an onion, bro.
Yeah. You want to plug anything, Gabe?
I mean, shoot. I know we're not allowed to talk about certain things right now because of the
that's
strike.
right.
That's right.
I like my insurance. I'm shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Best
about stand up?
insurance
Any
ever.
stand up or?
I'm always on the road every
Yeah.
week. I'm the easiest comic to find. Just Google the word fluffy.
Yeah.
Google the word fluffy. I am the number one thing that will pop up on the screen.
Fluffy.
Watch.
Check it out.
Oh, watch. Wait.
Look
But
at
Google fluffy first. Just go to search engine fluffy.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Oh, pfft.
See?
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, good SEO.
Yeah. Amazing.
Good
Look at
deal,
that
right?
shit. Yeah. What's the first one? Jamestown National Comedy Center.
Oh yeah, I'll be at the Comedy Museum this week.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
cool,
gonna go
man.
pay a visit over there.
Anyway, give Gabe a round of applause. Thank you so much for doing this. You were great.
Thank you. Love
It was really, it's a long time coming. All right, so thank you. Give him a round of applause. Gabriel Iglesias.
Woo! I know where the bathroom's at now.
I fuck up a